ALP in the building.
Let's keep this moving, right?
Yes. We've been doing some fire. We've been hitting some fire. Some salt and pepper, some adobo, some sofrito, some oregano. You guys already know. It's about to get live on ALP.
Let's keep this moving, right?
LP. Yo, what is good, everybody, man? We got him in the building, Sergeant Phil.
That's right.
Long time coming. We got him in here. What is going down? What is going down? But everybody, welcome back. I'm glad for y'all to be here. Let's have a good show. We're going to be talking about this amazing bard. You know what I'm saying? And Sarge is gonna give us what he knows about this bard. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like in a sense, you're kind of similar. You know, you have that insight from the scholar, and you have that shield, that armor from your mentality, like a legionnaire that forged you, my friend, into the glorious bard, Sergeant Filthy McNasty.
And like bards, the only way I'm getting out of trouble is by BSing my way out of trouble. So shout out to the bard.
You see what I'm saying? That's why I waited for this video. I try to choose the right heroes for the right people. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta match them up. I love it.
Exactly. So how you doing, brother? How's everything going? How's life? How's the podcast? By the way, everybody, he does have an amazing podcast. It's in the description of the video, so make sure you go down there, you subscribe to his podcast, show this man some love. It's amazing. He has an amazing stream, real deep into the community. Mostly, if you don't know about it, I'll be surprised. Mostly everybody does, but if you don't, now you do. No excuses.
I appreciate that. Before I start tooting any horns on this direction, kudos to you. You just reached some pretty awesome milestones yourself.
Thanks,
what was it? How many subs? I think that was your most recent one.
Yep. 600 subs. 600 subs, brother.
Hey, that's no small feat. That's a huge one, especially in the bear.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. I know.
It's crazy. But you work hard today, and you do right by the community today. Hopefully, it pays off in the future. So, kudos to you.
Thank you.
Me, how am I doing? I'm pretty excited. It's a pretty momentous week, I think, for all of crypto. I know I'm excited. I suspect you're excited. Many of us are excited about
Yes.
we're 2 days away from this next crypto gem. I don't know what I don't know, but what I do know is that it's gonna be big, it's gonna be
Yes.
huge,
Humongous.
and really, if crypto wins, we win. If
Exactly.
GameFi is highlighted, if GameFi in any, whether it's DFK or not, if GameFi is elevated or at least brought to the attention of the masses, then we
Yep.
all win. It's just so much can happen.
Yep.
I think our worlds are going to change here in the matter of a couple months. My understanding is that the show is going to, potentially air weekly, and
Mhm.
we'll see where this wild ride takes us. But that's where I'm at. I'm pumped. I
Yes.
almost feel like, at least emotionally, for us as a community, we had hit rock bottom and we're on our way up. Where
Yes.
where that glass
Agree.
ceiling is, I don't know, but I know we're going straight to it through it,
Oh
and where it lands, we don't know, but I'm sure, at least emotionally, sentiment for me, we're up.
yeah. Mhm.
We're heading in the right direction. How about yourself, man? How are you doing?
Man, man, man. Busy as always. Busy as always. But the saying goes, a busy life is a good life. You know what I mean? So I try to stay busy, man. I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. But I feel the same way, man. I'm excited, ready to blast off in life in general. You know what I mean? So we're gonna take this community as far as we could take them. You know what I mean? And keep rocking, man. DFK all day.
That's
They
right.
they they brought me freaking this far, man. Hey, when I first jumped into DeFi communities, I want to say I was at like maybe like 250 subs, and then boosted me up to six. So that's love. That's love from the community. That's straight love. You know what I mean? And I appreciate that more than these guys can imagine. You know what I mean?
Oh no, absolutely. I always say it, right. If you're streaming to, nobody, if no one's watching your stuff, it's like you're talking to the wall, right? So it's nice to have
Yeah.
any amount of viewership, let alone
Oh
those people subscribing on the back end. I mean, it's quite impressive. So kudos to you. You've earned each and every single one of those 600 subs, and I know that 600 is, just the beginning.
oh
You know,
yeah.
I think we need a countdown for to see when you get to 1,000. I'm sure that's
Oh,
coming
oh
soon.
yeah, and dude, you're right there. You're right there too, man. No, let's not sleep. Let's not sleep. You're moving up the ladder too, brother. Pretty
We're,
quick.
we're, we're working our way up, but
Yeah,
enough
yeah.
about me. Bards, bards, bards,
Bards,
bards.
yes, bards, yes. You're right. You're right. You're right. Yes, let's get to what we're here for. The glorious bard. Okay, people. Like y'all know, we talked about the bard last week for crafting because we know bards are really great goldsmiths. So, well, goldsmithers, I should say. We talked about that last week, but now we're gonna talk about what can bards do in battle. Right? We do know they finished the skill trees for all the basic classes. So now we're coming into the advanced classes. Bard is an advanced class. So we're going to see their skill tree soon, and we're going to see what these guys are capable of. But in the meantime, me and Sergeant both have a little bit of gaming experience in other games. But we're not, who cares about my insight? We're here for Sergeant's insight. So, what is your insight on bards in the battlefield, brother? What do you think they're capable of?
So I'll give you my insight, and then I'll lay you some alpha here. So we'll start with
Oh,
my
hey.
insight. My perspective on bards come from the D&D space.
Mhm.
You think of bards being your silver-tongued gentlemen who will, their charisma level, if you've built them right, is through the roof.
Mhm.
Can get you in and out of trouble, just like that, right? If you're going
Yep.
that PvE mentality, they're not necessarily the fastest, the strongest, but they're definitely the craftiest. Going back to the crafting comment.
Oh, yes.
Wowie here in
Wowie
chat.
in the
Huge shout out
building.
to Mr. Wowie.
Yes,
So
yes.
when you asked
Starbuck in the
me,
chat too, man. Starbuck in the chat,
oh
man. Be
oh yeah,
easy in the chat.
Stanton, be
Sticks.
easy,
Mythic
G.
Squad, man.
Mythic Squad's
Right?
repping. Last I
Yep.
hear, Mythic Squad's a great place to be.
Oh yes,
Uh,
man. For sure, bro. Like, man, Mythic Squad, man. Like, I can't thank them guys any more than nothing, man. Like them guys welcomed me with open arms and damn near built me. You know.
Stream
You
of
know.
consciousness. I've officially joined as a friend of Mythic Squad.
Yes, I
If you
saw
go to
that.
Mythic Squad, my name's
Yes,
now purple.
ally.
Means nothing for Team Honk, 'cause, here I am repping a Honk shirt.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
what it does mean is now I get this cool moniker.
Yeah.
Mythic Squad's great, but I've got to run with Mythic Quads. It's the same letters,
Yes.
just rearranged
Yes.
different. For those of you
Yes.
wondering, I don't have Mythic Quads. Anyhow, Wowie, back to Wowie. So I'm
Yes.
I'm
Wally.
shouting out Wowie because when you invited me to come on and talk bards, like I know bards, I know somewhat of bards,
Of
but
course.
I don't know bards like a Wowie would know bards. So I was like, let me pick Wowie's brain. Let's get some alpha in here.
Okay.
He may be in the top, percentile of like, people who think meta, big picture, right? He's
Yes.
much
Yes.
better at it than I am. Certainly. So I asked him straight out. I was like, hey, you know what, bards? What do you know? What you got for me? Spill the beans. I've got. He wrote me a paragraph. I'm happy to read.
Okay.
If that's cool. I'm not gonna impersonate Wowie because I don't have Wowie's silver tongue. Get another bard reference, but here's what he said, and I'm relaying this to you. So
Okay.
bards are all rounders. They have a slight bump in dex. Bards are usually play as a full team support for buffing and debuffing enemies,
Ooh.
enemy teams. They most likely have a bunch of passive and channel abilities that increase their survivability while providing bonuses to the team.
Ooh.
Because the buff slash debuffs playstyle is going to likely, quote unquote, parentheses, require the hero to be doing nothing else, no DPs, no tanking, just straight up support. The
Okay.
support they offer is going to be incredible. So again, going back to a
Yes.
supplemental hero, like we were
Yes.
speculating, they're not leading from the front. They're sort of they're there to be your trusty aid.
Exactly.
The other possible play style he's sort of thinking through is he's thinking the whole Three Musketeer style. You know,
Ah.
uh, it, likely magically enhanced. So bards are also known for their magical abilities. They're not a wizard per se, but they've got some magic in them.
Yes. Yes.
Melee combat and magic hybrid play style. So this even keel sort of
Okay.
best
Okay.
of both worlds. As a PvP unit, he's thinking about building a bard exclusively luck agility dex is what he's
Yes.
going for. This is
Okay.
going to allow luck based mechanics to sort of come up more often.
Mm-hmm.
And then the high agility will allow you to get those benefits out sooner than your opponent can set. There's a dex will allow you to debuff and land more often. So in terms of
Okay.
what that looks like from an active passive ability. So what he's aiming for as far as
Mm-hmm.
skills go. So we talked about sort of your um, luck, agility, dex. Yes, that's what you
Exactly.
want in that round. But as far as active and passive skills, what
Okay.
Wowie's thinking here,
Yes. Yes.
and
Yes.
again, if Wowie were here, one of two things he would have said: you should have just invited me. Who's the Sarge guy? Two, I think Wowie would say, take everything with a grain of salt, because as we all know, and I've watched some of
Mm-hmm.
your episodes on hero building. Meta can change overnight, so we
Yes.
are speculating. We are being
Exactly.
reckless
All
about
this
it
is.
in the beginning. But what
That's
he's
all this is.
thinking, as far as actives, second win, any crowd control sort of ability, so stun, exhaust days,
Okay.
and then maybe sort of as a next tier, hardened shield or resurrect is what he's thinking. So these are active skills.
Ah,
As far
got
as your
you.
passive skills, he's thinking second life, last stand, leadership, and leadership only if it's a party of three, and then
Ooh,
headstrong or foresight sort of as a fourth option. Um,
I like it.
Again, a lot there. I'll go ahead
Uh-huh.
and I think what I'll do is I'll share this with you here on screen in the chat box for people to read, or I can send it to you to share
Okay.
with
Okay.
how you will.
Okay.
But really, I think there's a lot to work with.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like no bard's going to be the same.
Of course
And,
not. Nothing's ever really gonna be the same.
and what you're shooting for, not necessarily, you're not necessarily looking for these transcendent abilities, which is sort of interesting. It's not necessarily something it's gonna maybe take you too much to build. It's not gonna maybe cost you as much as a transcendent dread knight would, but it's a nice sort of well balanced hero. It's sort of their narrative illustrates. What are you thinking about bards? How are you building your board? I know you've got one here on screen.
Yes.
Tell me about your baby.
Yes, I got one here on stream. Actually, this was actually an accidental creation. What I was doing was I was building a dual hero, right? Because I got into duels heavily and doing that. So I took a bard level 8 and then a level 8 shapeshifter, bashed them together to get a spellbone. Got this great bard here. Now he's been doing work in the duels. I'm not gonna lie. He's pretty balanced, which is interesting that you said that because he is balanced at level 8. Haven't got him to level 10 yet. We'll see what he looks like then in a second. But bards. When I originally was thinking of bards, you ever watch Vox Machina?
I've not, but I've been told it's a
Yes,
show to be watching
it's a
yesterday.
show to be watched. There's a character in that show who uses magic basically to help guide his team theoretically, right? So I guess I can see that concept of the bard being that charismatic leader from the back. He's smaller. He's pushing his guys forward. It's really good. It's a really good show to watch. I would suggest everybody goes and watch that if you want to see a bard in action via animation. Really cool. But yes, let's get to what we were talking about earlier. I also agree. I don't think that you necessarily need to have a bard with resurrection or second life or any of that. I think you should think. I don't want to say smaller, but think more supportive. More support based. But let's look at this guy. He got the night sub, which is okay. It's not necessarily needed, but it did help balance him out a little bit and give him some of the balance that he's not going to have. But let's go look at him real quick. So let's flip this guy over. See what I mean? He got 4 traits with 20, which is really well. So he got that agility, like you were talking about, hit
Oh,
20
and you
really
got that luck.
nicely.
Beautiful.
Luck hit the 20, Dex hit the 20. But what got him really nicely, which is really unusual, is he got the 21 intelligence. He got the 21 intelligence, which I believe was from the Witstone that I used. I believe that boosted him up, which we'll check on that in a second. Yes, it was a Witstone used. It's not showing up, but there it is. Yep. A regular Witstone boosted his intelligence.
Well, and that's very nice if you're going for the magic side of things, right? If you're leaning in that
Exactly.
direction, it's
It could be useful. His wisdom was pretty decent, hit 15. I'm thinking by 10, that might go up to maybe 18, 19, possibly, if I use it correctly. To give him some decent wisdom. We'll see how that goes. But then, of course, the vitality grew with the night sub, which is why I was saying the night sub kind of benefited him a little bit, balanced him out, give him a little bit of health, which is decent to have, right? Forging, okay. Blacksmithing, okay. I wish he was more of a goldsmith, which we're going to try to make a couple of those today, which is fine. I always try to keep crafting in mind when I make my bards. I know we're talking battlefields, but I think bards are going to be really great in crafting, right? So I would definitely suggest everybody keep that in mind when you're making your bards. Make your traits, but keep your crafting in mind. Growth is pretty nice, pretty balanced, just like you were saying. Everything's above 50, nothing's below except this endurance. So maybe, guys, when you do make a bard, maybe you can try to balance out that endurance with a stone. Maybe throw a fortitude stone on him to try to boost that and give him a complete 50 build around, right? That might be something good for you guys to do when you're building a bard. Traits, you got the heal, the clutch, and the death mark, which is fine. Like I was saying, it was an accidental build, but hey, that's fine. We got a couple summons over here we're going to do for actually building bards right here with y'all right now. Really crazy stuff. You know how I do, Sergeant. We do crazy shit in here. You know what I mean?
if it ain't crazy, I don't want it.
Exactly.
And I've got to ask you, you're into the crazy stuff, really.
Yes.
Self-admitted. Profession. I know professions are something many of us, threw down the drain many an ages ago. You are degenning. Yeah, I'm presuming first and foremost you're looking at those active passive abilities. How much are you weighing those versus your stat boost? For you, stat boost, do those matter any? I know as far as stats, where the boosts are allocated in this specific part, they're very nice. Again, you said sort of accidental kind of just happened, but
Yeah.
but big picture, those boosted stats, are you giving them any credence, or are you just focusing on those abilities?
Well, if I was building a specifically building for a bard, then I would focus more on trying to, like I was just saying, trying to get him balanced. But this was actually going for a spell bow, so I wanted that intelligence boost for the spell bow, and I was going to give the spell bow really good intelligence to balance his dex and give him a really good forging, like you just said, for profession, right? So I was technically building a nice, good spell bow that was going to be a really good forger, but it's okay. It's okay. It actually worked out really nicely because I did want to see how a bard would grow to level 10. And stats definitely matter. Boosting definitely matters. Stone is important. Tiers are important. Anything that can get you ahead, I don't care if it's 1%, matters when you're going into battle. You know what I mean?
I, I'm sure you've played those games where it
Hmm.
comes down to that 1 HP or 2 HP. So when you're
Yep.
saying 1%, 1% is not something to bet your right out. It can
Yeah.
make or break an entire game,
Yeah.
entire
It
tournament, if
matters.
if that's what you're doing.
For sure, it matters, especially like what I've been doing recently with my team with Be Easy and Skiller. You know what we've been doing? We've been clearing that level 8 to level 12 floor and bashing them guys together and putting some really good stones and getting them tear boosts and building really good stat dual heroes. Because of course we know, yes, passive and active abilities are going to matter. Yes, they are. Of course, everything in this card is going to matter. We know that, but stats are going to reflect the hero overall. You know what I mean? You can't really do anything without your stats. You know
And
what I
and,
mean?
and I know absolutely, and I think you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah,
There's likely never to be a perfect hero.
yeah,
And if you think you have that perfect hero, chances are meta's gonna change up on you, and
yep,
he's perfect today, gone tomorrow. So
yep.
so I love what you guys do, and I say you guys as a mythic squad, just crew, you guys sort of being in this direction. Abilities come first and foremost because they're the hardest to put together.
Yes.
So kudos to you all. I've dabbled a bit, and I'm nowhere close to what you all do because you guys are truly the masters at this.
Well, no. I have seen you do some nice stuff on the side, you know? Like I know you got a pretty nice scholar in your build, which I was really interested in a long time ago. But speaking of scholars, real quick, Wowie, I know you're in there. I think if I'm gonna bring Wowie on, I think I will bring him on for scholars. For the simple fact that scholars, knowledge, books, they know a lot of things. I think Wowie, you might be the guy for the scholar building episode. So stay tuned for that. Thank you, Sergeant, for giving me that idea. But
I,
anyway,
I I agree with you. I think you're so spot on.
yes. But back to what we were talking about. Yes. So building these guys, man. You do some work too. You know your stuff too. I do not sleep on Sergeant. I know he's being humble, but he he, he
Well,
knows his stuff.
I think what I'll say here, because I think it's important that it illustrates the complexity of the game at large, as a
Mhm.
whole. You've got they're both degens in their own right, but you've
Yeah.
got your consumer degens and you've got your supplier degens. I
Yes.
lean more towards the supply degen. It
Yeah.
takes it certainly takes a level of being degen,
Yeah.
sort of try and create those heroes that a consumer like yourself or anyone else on
Yes.
Mythic Squad, for
Yes.
example, would want. So absolutely, I'm there, but I'm more of a supplier. You guys are super
I'm
consumers.
glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up because I think that's slept on so much. The fact that there's so many different branches within this game when it comes to the economy. We need everyone. Everyone is needed, because at the end of the day, I can't build heroes if I don't got no heroes to build with. You know what I mean? So we need the people that are able to create those I would say first gen heroes. I'm not talking the gen on the back of the card. I mean like the first one I'm gonna use to create my next one. So we're gonna
Bingo.
need those guys so I can create what I do. And then at the end of the day, we're gonna create this huge army of all these crazy heroes, and it's gonna go right back full circle. So the guys that supplied us with the bangers to build, we build them, and then eventually they'll be taking some of those bangers with them onto the battlefield along with us. And that's how money works. That's how the supply chain works. That's how everything works. It's a full circle scale, right? We build for everyone. That's what we're doing here. And we're trying to teach you because we never know. There might be some guys in the chat that actually want to join the build, but there might be guys in the chat that want to, join the supply degen side as well. We need you guys too, right? So you might want to check your wallet, and you might think you don't have stuff, but you might have something in there that a guy like me might need. So don't be afraid to post your stuff in the tavern, right? Or even hit me up privately.
Oh, I've got stuff for you.
Oh,
I'll
yeah,
show you after stream. Make SI jealous.
For real, man. Because real stuff, it's needed, man, across the whole thing. Even in the pet market, the pet market's going crazy. We got people that hatch, we got people that buy, we got people that sell, it's just a whole beautiful circle. But that's DeFi Kingdoms, man. That's DFK. That's what's beauty about this. Find where you fit, find what you would like to do, and stick to that, and then communicate with everyone else and work together as a unit and make the game work, right? And that's called an economy. So yes, guys, man, you hit it, Sarge. I like that. But let's get over here into building, right? These guys say dead up here, so you guys are probably like, why is Shane? Dead heroes? What is going on? They're dead because they're in a crystal right now in the game waiting to be popped open, right?
Oh.
So they recently were killed.
Right? Okay.
So I'm bringing them up here so you guys can see exactly what might possibly pop out of the crystal tonight, right? So I'm going for a little bit of rarity here. We got the rare and the uncommon, so we got a little shot at Leggy and a little shot at rare, but can always hit anything. Nothing's ever promised here, right? Actually, no, they were pit. There was a pit, so the floor is uncommon. So that's good. We can't get a common hero. That's fine. So uncommon and above, maybe we'll get lucky tonight and get some orange or some purple, right? But of course, I believe I threw a luck stone on this one because I'm trying to boost fortune for the 14% chance bard. As you guys know, the mutation is always 14%. I would highly recommend try to get that 37.5 pass down when you're building something. It ups your odds, ups your probabilities, but you might end up being like me, a little bit more degen and want to take bigger risks. That's fine, but it's nothing wrong with upping your chances to get something more, meaning maybe you should burn a bard with something else to give you a higher chance of also getting a bard, but that's a whole nother thing here. What we got going on here is you see this. We were talking about traits. So we got the mutation here with the active 1, then the active 2 pass down explosion, pass down double toxic in the passive 1 and passive 2. And then we got a little bit of mosh odds over here.
Oh, mosh odds. You got to take all your mosh odds. Sometimes they pay off.
They pay off a lot, man. They pay off a lot. So this is actually something really interesting, right? So we're trying to mutate for the days, which is what you and Wild were talking about earlier. Try to get that days on your bard. We got the days right here, right? Explosion, which is completely fine. And then the double toxic. But I never sleep on those 2% joints. They're beautiful. But what is great here, like I said, I always, especially nowadays with crafting coming, I'm always going to try to focus a little bit on it. Just a little sauce on my crafting, man, because you want your hero to be, diverse if you can. Not all of them, but if you can have a little bit of diversity in there while he's not on the battlefield, maybe he can have some use, right?
Absolutely.
He's not always going to be fighting. So he got the water element, bards, water, goldsmithing, right? Then we got the goldsmithing down here for 39%, right? So water is the element of goldsmithing. So that'll be a good thing. He's going to have the luck, the dex with the luck stone, with possible goldsmithing with water. Maybe we can get some fire going here, guys. Now, obviously, they're dead. They're in the pit. So, goodbye to these guys. And I appreciate their the greatness and then everything they brought from.
They're going to make nice-looking bards.
No, exactly.
Nice bard baby.
And then I also got one more. This one isn't a dark summon, though. This is a regular summon because I want to keep these guys. Now, I want to keep this scholar here because he's going to be an incredible crafting scholar. He has everything matching for crafting. He has the dark alchemy, which is what a scholar is best at, right? So I'm not going to burn him. I'm going to keep this guy for crafting, right? He will be kept. So it's a regular summon just to try to get a bard. I believe this one is a bard. Yes. Got the class mutation, then the bard and the recessive for the subclass.
Oh, nice, dude.
Explosion, exhaust, and intimidation, which is kind of great because exhaust and intimidation is kind of like needed. It's needed when he's in the back support. That intimidation will knock down the enemy's attack, so they'll be given less damage to your team. So that's good to have.
I
Exhaust,
I I've
you know,
not done a DGen summon this interesting in a minute. I
yes,
think you're calling out something super important that people sleep on.
yes.
And it's not me, Stycks Intern. You're welcome. Yeah, I'm just telling you 3XP next year. We'll work something out. You're not too far. But the recessive bard,
Yes.
and it's not just the recessive bard, but just recessive genes in general.
Are
I mean,
useful.
and if you look hard enough, deep enough, they're out there at reasonable prices. If you're
Reasonable
talking
prices.
degen, uh,
Yes. Yes.
bro, don't sleep on those recessives.
No, because when and now watch, I'll show you exactly what this recessive does, right? For the people out there that don't know, look at the subclass for the Bard. It's now 24.63% odds because of that recessive gene, right? That gives you a higher chance of getting it. I'm not saying you're going to get it, but it's a higher chance. You want to up the probability of getting what you're trying to get as best as you possibly can. So yes, look towards recessives. You know what I mean? It's your dad and mom gene. You know what I mean? They're chilling in there, just waiting to come out. Use them, man. They're useful. So we got a lot of good stuff going, and I believe I know he got the water right here as well. And I think he got goldsmithing on the top as well. So we also got another crafter here for bards. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. If you can try to align as much as you can. So if you hit something, you can hit something that's well rounded. Not all your heroes are going to be on the battlefield at the same time. So you want to have them still being used when they're not battling. So try to align either profession, crafting, whatever you can, so they can keep gaining some experience, keep feeding your wallet resources, getting you some armor, some weapons. You want everything to be used, right? As best you possibly can, guys.
Have you so I noticed you're calling out crafting genes,
Yes.
and you're not necessarily the first person I hear it from. I've personally I've been sleeping on crafting genes.
Mhm.
Why am I crazy? Tell me about it. Because I mean I know you called it out. Yes, not all your heroes are going to be battling all at once, but
Yeah.
it sounds like again going back to how you're building your heroes, professions are like even lower on the totem pole because now you've got crafting genes you're focusing on. Where do crafting genes fall in your level of importance when it comes to building a hero? If your genes are top of the list as far as active and passives, where does crafting land behind that?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that profession is technically on the bottom because your crafting is not going to be able to be done without your profession, meaning your profession is going to bring you your gold. I know gold is going to play a big role when it comes to crafting stuff. At least that's what it seems like to me. I could be wrong, people. It's all speculation. We don't know. That's what it seems like to me. So gold seems to be used in everything. It's used in crafting your treats. It's used for a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So you're not going to be able to build weapons and all that stuff without having some gold. So I think there's a really good balance matrix going on here. I don't think that nothing is really more important than anything else. You know what I mean? Even to battle, I'm pretty sure you're not going to be able to battle without having some gold involved. You know what I mean? Look at duels. You can't even go into duels without gold. You know what I mean? Where do you get gold? You get gold from your professions, man, from mining and all that stuff. So everything is needed. And that's what I was trying to say to try to, when you're summoning something like this, you don't really know what's going to hit. You don't know if your abilities are going to hit. You don't know if your class is going to hit. You don't know if your crafting or profession is going to hit. So you want to have probabilities in all aspects if you can. I know you can't always, but if you can, try to have a well-balanced summoning going here, so
And
something good will hit for you.
absolutely. I typically like to shoot for at least 4 mutations.
Yeah,
You've got, six, seven, eight, nine. Some of them are mosh shots, yes,
yeah,
but you've
yeah.
got several mutations. And to your point, you're gonna miss a couple. You might
Yes,
get lucky and get all nine, but
yes,
you're spreading your odds. Maybe you don't hit all nine, but you hit three, you hit two, you hit one, maybe.
exactly.
It, it, it's just it's so important to sort of think about it that way.
Yeah,
There's a plethora of heroes out there to be able to match up a bit better.
yes.
I'm sure for you, I'm wondering how much homework do you how much time do you spend on research to put something like this together? Because I've done some of this and it's not 5 minutes. It takes some time.
Well, I think it all depends on the individual mindset. See, when you do something so consistently for so long, it starts to kind of be like second nature, so to
Mhm.
say. So I'm able to kind of theoretically, I don't need this app when I'm doing this on my own. I bring this up for you guys to see. When I'm on my own, I kind of already have the basis. I know what matches what. When you look in the tavern, it's pretty easy to see because you got each traits on each side. The devs made it really easy to search for traits matches. They made it extremely easy for you, right? So do not sleep on how they set up the tavern for you. Me and Skiller have went over this in a recent episode, and we're probably going to end up doing more with a lot of new people coming into the scene, right? They made it incredibly easy to match things up. And Skiller has come out with like a really incredible method to find matches like this, right? Which is in my feed in my YouTube playlist. So feel free to go in there, and he'll show you exactly how to find these way easier than you think. At least when you're searching in the tavern. Me
Right.
personally, I'm different, guys. I got my wallets. I've been stacking up for a little bit of time now. I just go inside my own wallet, look for what I have, and I use them. If I don't have one, then there I am in the tavern, like the last episode. Went and bought the last, I think it was the last bard shapeshifter or something like that, or archer, the last archer shapeshifter, because I was going for the archer spell ball. In turn, I didn't hit it, but I hit the thief spell ball,
Oh,
which
there
is
you
great,
go.
which is great to
But
have too, you know. But that goes into what you said. You're not always gonna hit, but the thief spellbow hit triple advanced. So he got the subclass mutation and then the three pass down traits. So you get lucky from time to time. Not like Be Easy or Skiller. These guys, man, they're hitting the rarity. They're hitting the traits. And they're putting in the work by putting on the strong stones. They're putting on the reg stones. That way their heroes are really boosted. They're growing way better, you know? Um,
in the words of Too Honest here, they've got the adobo on them. They got
yes,
a little
this this
spice.
this isn't yes. Don't sleep on those concepts, man. Some people they click off screen, click back over. That's something that they do. There's people that do all types of stuff. Some people, put on some old socks that they have on the side of their desk. People do all types of things that can boost your luck, man. Look at the poker players. Some of these guys do all types of crazy shit. You know what I mean? And it works for them. Next thing you know, they're getting royal flushes. I'm exaggerating. You're not gonna get royal flush. That's like super rare, but you get like a flush or like a straight or something. You'd be like, what the? How did he do it? How did he do it? It's his damn dirty socks, man. It's the dirty socks.
Or the dirty underwear. Don't unadvisable. But if you want to go
I
that route, if you
wouldn't
want to
advise
commit.
either, but hey, talk to the football players, man. They know all about that.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've heard.
yeah. Yeah, they know all about that. I gotta head down to Christabel, people. I wanted to show that bard. I've been dueling in Sarandel trying to get that legendary, man. They've been I've been stuck on rare 3 right now. I'm stuck on rare 3, but
How
I'll
high
get there.
how high have you made it just over time? What's the highest rank you've hit?
Legendary, actually. Legendary is the
Legendary.
farthest
Okay.
I've gone. I haven't ever been able to get that mythic. Getting in the mythic is like I'm not gonna beat Be Easy's friggin' 9 dreads. You know what I mean? That's hard, man. That's hard. Don't get me
No,
wrong.
absolutely.
RNG can play. RNG can play you well. If you maybe you pull 9 wizards and you hit wisdom and intelligence every time. you 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 might you might win.
You
You
might
might
win one
win.
out of 10. We'll take the one.
I might have to try that, man. I might have to try that. I might have to get me all my wizards going, and uh, and go up against some of these guys, man. You never know here, man. You never know. But speaking of Sarge, what's your favorite class, man? What class do you enjoy the most in
Ah,
DFA, man?
jeez. My favorite class, it it I- it's hard to pick a one class. I think I would go three in terms of
Okay,
it
top three.
depends on the day, it depends on the flavor. I like archers.
Nice.
I've always liked the idea of like a ranger type character. I think archers,
Yes.
I think rangers are not, exactly the same thing, but I think I like my archers. Paladins and Dark Knights, I know they're overplayed. Call me boring, but on any given day, it just I I like the way they look, as far as the
Yeah.
the art behind them, and just big picture at paladins. I love sort of, again, going back to like D&D. I love the
Mhm.
idea of a paladin. It's sort of it's a hero I sort of know and can sort
Yeah.
of envision rocking it out.
Of course,
There you
man.
go.
There,
What,
there's
what
there's
what's your favorite hero?
Well, I'm a shapeshifter spellbow fan, so I like spellbows and I like shapeshifters. But
Okay.
shapeshifters will always be my number one. But I also, if I go top three, I like Zerks. I like berserkers. Berserkers are my thing. I've always liked to look into them in other aspects, in other games, other stuff. They're powerful. They go on a rage. And they eat the damn mushrooms, right? They eat the mushrooms and they go bananas, right? So I've always been fascinated about that. A good example of a berserker for you guys. Go watch Vinland Saga season one. Vinland Saga season one. It's an animation series on Netflix, and there's a guy in there. He does exactly that. He eats a mushroom, and he just veins pop out over his body, and he just goes bananas. Right. So that's a good little thing for you guys to see Berserker in action,
What was
or you
that
can.
called again? I'm taking
It's
notes
called
here.
Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga. Yes. Really, really good anime. It's really cool. I like season one. Season two is a little bit more informative. It's trying to let you know it's actually based on a true character named Thorfinn, who's a Viking. So that's pretty cool. A little bit of information for you guys because CV Crystal Vale is basically in that Viking-y type
That's right.
vibe,
Yep.
right? With Midgar and all that stuff. You want to know about all that. That's really important when it comes to doing this because a lot of the characters are based upon some of that. Until you get into Sarandel, then they start to shift, and they're gonna shift in other realms because they're gonna bring other realms in, guys. It's gonna happen eventually, and things will
Facts.
continue to shift, right? So I'm excited about that. But yeah, that's my play, man. I like Zerks, shapeshifters, and spellbows. But nowadays, man, with that skill tree from that scholar dropping, man, it made me really interested in the scholars, man. I like the fact that they can attack that AP bar, so that's gonna be really cool, you know. But let's pop this. Let's pop this.
Pop
Just
it
start
open. Pop it open. Mythic vibes.
mythic vibes. Let's see what's gonna happen here. Man, playing the odds, rolling the dice, people. Rolling the dice. You have to. You have to. When you're building. Uh, we're all gonna need each other. Eventually, you guys might want some of these things, and have like, hey, you might come to me, hey, I'm going to battle against freaking Skiller, and Skiller's rocking spellbows. I need something that can take out some spellbows. I'm like, good luck, man. You got to get close to a spellbow to take it out. You know, Same with an archer. An archer might be able to work with, but he's gonna be going up against magic arrows. It's gonna be a little hard, but it can be done. It can be done if you boost that dex high enough, get better accuracy than that spell bow. Your archer might be able to help take him out from range. But getting in on him might be good for like a legionnaire. You might want to have like a legionnaire to get in on the spell bow because he has that nice shield. He can block those arrows, push his way forward, and do that. But yes, a little bit of sazon in there, a little last minute salt and pepper, bro. Salt and pepper.
Here.
La, la, la.
Let's Let's see this. Let's see this magic.
Oh, we got the double crystal. We got the double crystal coming up. That's like some vibes right there, guys. Some vibes. We got the shiny lights going. Let's just give it a little bit of time and see what's gonna pop out of here. It builds anticipation. Okay, no, we got the scholar. We got the scholar. We didn't get the bard.
Okay.
We didn't get the bard. We got the archer sub. Okay, archer sub. Okay, she passed on the purple hair, the mythic hair. Let's go.
There you go.
Let's go. Okay, let's see. You got the forging, enchanting, which is really good for a scholar as well on the crafting profession side. They're pretty decent forgers as well. I think I used a deck stone for this one. We'll check it out though in a second. Because it did get blue decks, so who knows? Let's see. Okay, the toxic,
Toxic. What?
and the double heal.
Double heal's not something to bet your eyes at.
No,
Good one.
definitely not. Definitely not. Double heal. And let's see. Oh, Giant Slayer stood in the R2. So Giant Slayer pushed back 1 to R2. Interesting. Interesting. Now let's keep it going. I want to make sure and see what if I use the dex. Yes, I did use a finesse stone for this one. So the lesser finesse. And it got the blue dex. So her dex might grow well. So we'll see. Either I'll throw her back in, or I'll put her in the work as a forger and let her sit and chill and see how she grows. We will see. Right now, we'll go over to the portal and see what happens. Yeah, I did want the bard, but we tried. We can't always get it. That's the point we were trying to make earlier on why you want to make it more diverse, right?
And like you said, you've got fodder. You might just toss this sucker back in there or something else.
Exactly. You can always throw it back in. That's what the pit is used for, right? Pit is used for. I was hoping for a little bit of rarity, but you ain't always gonna get it. It ain't always gonna work like that. You know what I mean? It's okay, people. It's okay. We got one more to go here, and I believe that was this. So we're gonna pull up the Descendants, which is really good for ADFK.app. You can pull up Ancestry and Descendants, which is really useful. So you don't have to go and retype in no numbers or nothing for the new hero.
That's right.
I love that. I love that. Okay. Let's pull it up and see what else happened with this baby on everything else on the rest of the scale. Yes, Dex and intelligent forging. You're right, Skill. That's why I was saying I might put her to work. Because she's gonna be really good with her profession. I need those two. Right? I have those workers on the side. I'm building my crafters on the side. And then I got my PvP guys on the side, the PvE guys. I'm trying to have a little bit of sauce with meatballs all over the place. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. And I've heard many people go, hey, it's garbage hero, gonna put him in. There's no such thing as garbage hero. Every hero's got a purpose. And her purpose is to go forage. That's her role. Yeah, but she's got a purpose.
Purpose is definitely to go forage. See, now if the Giant Slayer stood maybe over here, or if I bump into maybe another scholar or something that has a Giant Slayer, maybe in passive one or in recessive one, I might be able to put her together and pull that out if I bump into one of those.
And I love what you're saying. So and for those of of you all who are watching this and maybe don't understand that, I'm sure you all might. But if you're watching and don't understand, I mean, can you elaborate on the Giant Slayer, dominant scholar? You get a boost. What do you know the percentage off the top of your head?
I believe the boost is actually I have it. Let me actually pull it up. I have Wowie's speculation sheet. So let's actually pull that up real quick, guys. That's actually something good for you to see. Definitely good for you to see. Of course, it's all speculative, but I think it's pretty close to what we're gonna see. All right, so we're talking Giant Slayer here, right? Okay, Giant Slayer down here. We got it gives you a 30% damage boost. So if we wanted to try to pull this out, which is really low odds, but if you find a scholar that has the R1 Giant Slayer and then maybe a possible mutation in the dominant for it, it's going to give you a massive percentage boost to mutating your Giant Slayer if you want to mutate it, right? Which, you're putting two genes together, two abilities together to make a more powerful one, right? So if you want to do something like that, you could possibly use her, but she has the Toxic. Toxic doesn't make Giant Slayer, I don't believe. I believe Toxic makes something else. Do I have
Last
that?
Stand.
I think it's Last Stand, but I actually have a little sheet here. So let's actually
It
see
is
what's
Last
going.
Stand, yeah.
It's Last Stand, right? Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It makes Last Stand. So you probably won't want to do that unless you're trying to go for some exalted type scholar thing, which it's up to you. If you want a scholar with resurrection, that would be badass. Second Life is a little iffy unless that scholar is like the main backbone of your squad and you're really, really trying to smash AP bars, then by all means, put that Second Life there so you can keep helping that frontliner, dominate with the attack. It depends on your strategy.
Absolutely.
Me,
Absolutely.
me personally, I'm probably going to put her to work for that foraging because she has blue decks and intelligence. And she's stoned. So I don't want to waste all that. So I'll probably just throw her into work, which is fine. Well, let's go for this next one here since we got about 10, 15 minutes left on the show. We're doing good, man. All right. Be easy. Let's talk about 5 hours. Oh no. We could. Me and Sarge probably could go 5 hours, to be honest with you.
We could. My wife
Yes.
would toss me out, with a pair of bags, and I've got streams planned out for the week. I don't do that. I don't do
Exactly.
that.
We are not doing that. All right, where is
I've
my
got a DGen summon to show you as well after this one, so I do want to share with that. I do want to share that with you.
Okay. I'm gonna bust this one open real quick, and
Yeah,
then
yeah. Let's check it. Let's see it.
we'll go over to your side and let you do something really nice to end the stream off. That will be nice. Sarge can end the stream with something, little degen in him. All right. Let's do this. Johnny in the building too. What's going on, Johnny? How you doing, brother? How you doing? Yes. Johnny, man. Johnny is also a savage builder in DeFi Kingdoms, man. In the Mythic squad, he's doing work out there, man. Like he's got shit that I couldn't even dream of having. So good job, Johnny. Good job, Space King. What up, dude? Space King actually won an egg pack last night. He won a
Oh,
really
he
good egg
did.
pack.
Congrats to him.
Yes. So he got 5 green, 5 gray, 5 yellow, and 5 blue, and then 1 gold.
Wow.
No, don't sleep on them greens and them yellows and them golds, man. Them greens are expensive. And we know that the
Golds are where
yellows
it's
are
at.
coming soon. The yellows are coming soon, which I believe is mining, right? Mining pets, I believe. I believe they're mining pets.
Yep.
So
Bingo dingo.
that will be coming soon, man. I'm very excited about that. So stack on those yellow eggs, people. All right, here we go. I'm throwing a little bit of Hawaiian salt on there real quick. That's about it. A little bit of salt to end it off. Got some cilantro in there. You got to eat your cilantro. It's really good for your brain, man. Pulls the metals out. Eat your cilantro.
Good for your tacos too.
Oh yes. Okay, another
another scholar.
We're hitting scholars today. Wowie in the building.
Well,
Scholar blue.
You've got some nice color there with the rare.
Hey, we got the color. The color came through. Water element, sky grip. Okay, got the little crown going here. All right, the scholar is going in. I like it. Let's flip it. See what we got here. Okay. This was the Fortitude Stone. So that means this one is going to have a luck boost, and it's a fisher. Okay, fishing doesn't need luck. Okay, so that actually worked out pretty nicely. Woodworking, armor smithing. It's not really a scholar's crafting area, but it's okay. Let's see. Didn't hit no
jeans.
Ooh. Didn't hit no traits. So this guy will probably go back in. Nothing in recessive neither. Oof.
Bummer. Wowzers.
This is a rug. Well, no, I can't really say that because the rarity mutated. So hey, like we said earlier, guys, you're not going to hit everything. So take what you got.
Scholar's not that bad.
Oh no, a pure scholar. I have a whole bunch of those, man. My Gen Zero is a pure scholar, and he makes friggin' pure scholars like wildfire. You know. So I probably would have a match from because I also get Legionnaires. So maybe I can make
Oh,
some bards from this guy. So
there you
I
go.
might end up having to go in the pit for rarity. But whenever you're ready, you can share your screen, brother, and I'll pull up your screen, man. Whenever
Let
you're ready.
me share my screen here. Let me see.
All right, all right, all right. So
We'll
hey,
start
we get some
here.
color today, guys. Okay, I'm about to pull
Yeah,
up Sergeant. Oh,
gonna
okay,
put on
okay. Look, he's
Mythic
getting ready.
Quad's hat on.
He's getting ready. Okay, okay. Let's pull this screen up. Should be coming up in the next couple seconds, people. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. Let's see. Can you guys see it yet? Not yet. Give it a little bit of time, people. Okay, let me hit that one more time. Maybe I didn't hit it. Okay, there we go. There we
There
go.
we
All
go.
right, there we go. Boom, boom, boom.
So we've got
All
a
right.
pirate and a bard, and you might be thinking to yourself, what the F is Sarge thinking?
No,
Why has he
no,
got that
no. He's
pirate in
being
there?
smart. He's being
So,
smart.
so I'm big on, you you pass on the genes that matter. You're gonna have
Yes.
some laggers that don't. Pirate, maybe not the gene I want to pass over, but this baby's packed with some interesting stuff. So let me just refresh every. So I'm just gonna show you.
Okay.
I can't
Okay.
help myself. I'm just gonna show you. Check this
Let's
out.
see.
This
Ooh.
pirate's got days. It's got exhaust as a recessive. Intimidation we could do without. The bard, last stand, efficiency.
Yes, I like that.
He's got fishing sort of in the recessive here, but we've got agility luck, double
Okay. Nice.
agility for our pirate.
Nice. Nice.
And right
Okay.
here we go. So it's a Mashad's Dark Knight. We've got 30+%
Hmm.
on days, 37%
Last
left
man.
and intimidation,
Yes. Now
and
this is what I'm
37%
talking.
hard.
This is what I'm talking about, guys. You see how with the bard mute up there, he's passing the bard gene down, which ups the probability of getting the bard, which is what I talked about earlier, right? Instead of mutating, he's passing it down with the 37.5% chance. That's definitely the best way to do it. Same with all his traits. Is all 37 across the board. So if he rolls that 37, he has a really good chance of getting everything, right? That's the best way to do it to up your probabilities to get what you want. So good job on finding that little match right there, brother.
So I promised you degen, right? So if I already I've already dumped it in there. Let me I guess I have to share my new tab. Let me see.
Okay, okay,
Stop
making monster.
sharing and
Yes,
reshare.
yes. Melee, yes. All right. Let's do this.
Reshare. And this is I've already popped the crystal in there. It's waiting there for me. We have a
Okay.
luck crystal because it's better to be lucky than good.
Of course, of
Um,
course, of course. Boom. There it is.
let's see what we've got here.
Okay,
Crack that
let's see.
sucker open.
I like this one. I like this one. I like this vibe from this one. I like it. It's
Do the
nice.
honors for me. We would do some adobo. What other
Oh
spice are
yeah,
you
some
doing here?
sazon, a little bit of cayenne pepper, some oregano, Italian
Garlic
seasoning.
salt,
Yes. Oh
all the
yes,
nice
definitely a
stuff.
little bit of the garlic, a little bit of onion powder. Flip that bad boy. Wow. You know
Got
what
my
I mean?
Mythic
Put the
Quads hat
adobo.
on. All right,
Bang,
let's see.
bang. A little bit of garlic
This
butter.
works. Okay,
Oh,
Berserker, where
oh,
that came
oh.
from, I don't know,
A
but let's
Zerk. The odds of that
10%,
Zerk. 10% odds.
10% chance. Yeah, 10% chance at Berserk.
10%
Let's see,
chance
there's
for
more
the
to it.
Zerk. Okay,
Okay,
okay. Okay,
common,
common,
not too
common.
shabby.
Yep. Not too
I
shabby at
guess it
all.
is
Not too
very
shabby.
shabby, but I'm
Well,
trying to.
I like Zerks, so you never know. This thing might have some good abilities on it. You never know. You never know here.
We've got a boosted luck here with the luck stone. It would have been nice if it were a bard or a
For
pirate, but
sure.
we'll take it. We'll take it.
Zerks
Fisher
don't
as well.
necessarily need too much luck, but you never know. You never know. That's what else you
All right,
got
here
there.
we go. But we're all here for those active passive genes. Let's see what happened here.
Exactly.
We'll take
Boom.
we'll take
All
last
right.
stand and intimidation. We'll take that.
Now those are good traits for a Zerk. That last stand gives him that invincibility for a round, and he's going to be really basically untouchable for a second. Intimidation is going to bring down the attack of the opposite team, So he's gonna be able to do some stuff. And what is that up top? Iron skin.
Iron
Yes,
skin and heal.
exactly. So we got some iron skin for some defense. Heal might be. We'll see. I don't know if a Zerk necessarily need that, but you never know. He's gonna be a front liner, so he's gonna be just trying to do damage, keep his defense up, his vit high, all that type of stuff. But hey,
Let's see.
hey,
Let's see these recessives. Oh, a bard.
okay.
Bard in the R1.
Bard in the R1, and then you got the R2 down there, and another. What is that? Efficient, I think. In the
Efficient on passive 2 and recessive
okay.
1. We've got exhaust in active 2, recessive 2.
And now I want you guys to really think about what happened. Right, we did 3 summons, didn't get a bard at all with 3. Right, that shows your odds are not always there, but you must continue to go for what you want to get, or like we said earlier with the supply, you can always hit up somebody to find what you're looking for as well. Don't sleep
I'm
on
sure there's a Mythic Squad DGen here in chat salivating at the thought of this squad, the Zerker.
that.
I mean, at the very least, he's got the one summon.
Yes,
He's got the gene, the passive last stand, and
yeah,
an elite,
that could be something nice.
gene with an advanced gene. Nothing to bet your eyes at. That's the phrase for the day for this evening for me.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, man,
but
like
not bad.
if you remember, if you can get like a seer with a match for that, you can go for an exalted shapeshifter, right? And
Bingo.
try to get like
Yeah.
a last stand, like a second life or resurrection shapeshifter. If that's something somebody out there is interested in, that's something you can do with this guy, right? That's what he's useful for. Or you could just, if you want to make a super crazy Zerk, that's completely fine too. But there we go, guys. There you have it. There you have it. We made some monsters. We hit some rarity. We hit some traits. We had a pretty damn good show. Sergeant in the building. You know what I mean? That's his first appearance on ALP. There will be more. We ain't going nowhere. Me and this guy, we
The
gonna be here.
beginning of a beautiful
Yes,
friendship.
exactly. We're gonna be here till the wheels fall off, right? So I love you guys. ALP forever. Make sure you go and check out his podcast. His podcast is in the description of the video. Show him some love. Hit that subscribe button for the boy and go over there and give him some likes on his videos. Help him hit that algorithm, right? That's what we want to do.
Right.
Yeah,
It's all about the algo.
exactly. So I love you guys and stay tuned. We got what coming up? What's coming up? What's
I
coming
think
up?
what is it?
The
Is it the
the
next crypto? What is it? The gem, I think, is that?
yes. Stay tuned. Stay
Thursday.
tuned, guys. Don't miss out on that. That is going to be huge, and we're going to need all the support and love during that event that we can get. So be there or be square, right?
Bingo.
Okay, guys. I love y'all. We out of here. ALP forever. All right. Good show.